Ariel, I'm so scared of just being like so because of your edit. Now I'm so conscious of it. So it is mid-January, and if you're like me, maybe you're feeling like you haven't got that New Year fresh start thing going on, or maybe you set yourself resolutions and already dropped off. You're already not doing them anymore. I wanted just to make this video for people who are maybe struggling with a fresh start, struggling to figure out their goals, struggling with resolutions. This is where I'm at. I have not set any 2019 goals or resolutions yet. I say yet because I don't believe that you have to do them like at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. But I think it's a good opportunity. The calendar year is just a great marker for these kinds of things, but obviously you can do them at any time. I've been seeing a lot of like people doing their hot takes on the whole new year, new me thing, and they're like, no, you don't have to change. And then loads of other people being like, I love that. I'm not going to weigh on in that. You think whatever you want to think about, new year, new me, whatever. So for me, the reason why it hasn't fully felt like I've been able to make a fresh start and really just look forward and figure out what my priorities are is because I've had a project from 2018 overspilling into 2019, which is my book. The deadline for the first draft of The Hormone Diaries, which you can pre-order now, was mid-January. I felt like I couldn't really do any reflecting or any planning. I couldn't really look beyond that deadline. I was just like, I have no idea what's happening other than the fact I have to finish this book. So going into 2019, my goal was finish the first draft of my book and nothing else. I did take a break over Christmas and New Year, but I took like a full-on break, like did no work. So it wasn't even like I was taking a break from the project in order to do more work and plan. It was just like nada. And then started 2019 with like, I need to write. And then the other reason why I haven't felt this like fresh start vibe is because I was discharged from hospital in 2018 on the 26th of January. So my year didn't really start until then. So technically I haven't had my full 365 days of this last year. Like my year is still going. So I feel like I've got a bit of time, and I feel like I want to dedicate a good amount of time to like really reflect and really plan. But I need to be able to do that on my own time. And I also have to dedicate time to doing that. Like that time is not going to magically appear, because if I don't book it in, then those hours are just going to get filled with other stuff. So I have handed in my first draft. I did that. I completed it a few days before the deadline. So now that I have done the one task that I had for myself in 2019, I feel like I want to pause and like take stock and really reflect and plan. I want to be really intentional about 2019. That's, I think, my main thing. I just want everything I do to have a solid why behind it. At the moment, I'm figuring out what, but maybe I need to start with the why. Ooh, I love planning so much. I realize that it's a very lucky position to be in, where you can take a day off, whether it's a weekday or a weekend or an evening or whatever it is, just for planning and reflecting and resetting. But that's still something that I have to work towards. Like I have to plan in advance, taking the time off in order to plan, and then work around that so I still get work done. Such first world freelancer problems. But the way that I have been thinking about my job lately is that I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel, and if I get off the hamster wheel, then my channel will die. All I can see is like the next week ahead. I'm just like, okay, what's next week's video? What's next week's video? And I'm not able to like zoom out and really plan. I keep saying the word plan. How many times am I going to say plan? Plan. P-L-A-N. I just need to zoom out and figure out what it is I want to do with this channel, what it is that I want to do in general online and with my writing and all of these things, part of what is involved in that is, what do you want and what do you need? And so I've never done one of these before, but I've created a very quick survey. Anyone who watches my videos or follows me online anywhere, I want to hear from you, whether you are a very dedicated viewer or just a casual viewer. It's all anonymous and I won't be able to contact you because I'm not asking for any contact details or anything, and it will take you less than 5 minutes, and I would really appreciate it, as it will help me figure out how you relate to this channel, how you relate to me, and things that I can do to have a better understanding of who you are and what this community is and who we're made up of and things like that. So mucho appreciated. Link in the description if you want to fill out that survey. The other thing is, because I've got my book this year, just because I've done the first draft does not mean it's over. Oh no, we have edits and edits and edits. But the book comes out on the 13th of June. And I remember in 2017, when my first book, Doing It, came out, I got some serious post-project blues. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I felt so unmotivated, and I don't want that to happen again. I feel like I'm definitely a victim and a culprit of the whole success and productivity mentality of like, you must be succeeding all of the time and you must be productive all of the time. And I know that I internalize that, and I think I also project it quite a lot as well. Sincere apologies if me stressing about my own productivity makes you stress about your productivity. We're all trying our best. I don't necessarily want to combat having post-project blues by immediately having another project to work on afterwards, but I want to combat post-project blues by accepting that that might be the case, and figuring out what I can do to fill that void, even if it's not a work project. Maybe a holiday. I don't know what it will be. And then the other obstacle that I'm facing in order to actually do my reflecting and planning is the fact that in order to do that, I need to look at the big picture. And when I look at the big picture, I'm like, oh my God, I have all this time. The world is my oyster. I'm so overwhelmed by all of the possibilities. What do I want? What do I want to do? What is my purpose on this earth? But then when I look day to day at my calendar and I look week to week, I'm like, oh, I'm busy. And I'm like, how have those two things like go together? I don't know if you relate to anything that I'm saying. If you have any advice or tips and tricks that you do, that'd be amazing. But also I want to impart some on you. So this isn't just a complete waste of time. We want to go into advice for like new year, new me, fresh starts, how to do that. So one of the main things which I will regularly do when I get into this like frazzle brain state is having a life admin day, or it could be a life admin afternoon. Make a list of everything that you've been putting off. So for me, I have finally registered at a new dentist and my appointment is next week, and I don't have any meetings or anything that day. So what I've done is I've put like free day. So I'm dedicating that day just to like doing all of these little things that I need to do. I need to call up my stoma nurses about another appointment with a consultant, need to search online for a therapist. So that's life admin day. Would recommend you take one. Very handy, very useful. And then the second thing is to reflect. So I am such a forward thinker. Like, I live in the future. That is my happy place. And I never take time to like look back and be like, what have I achieved? I'm always like, okay, next. I have never done a like reflection exercise before, but I just felt it was very necessary for me this year. I'd been hearing a lot about this journal, Goodbye 2018, Hello 2019, but I have basically digitized all my note taking, and I didn't want a physical journal and I didn't want to spend any money. So I ended up finding this one online called Year Compass, and it's just a free downloadable PDF. I just did that. It was recommended in a podcast I was listening to. It makes you go through your whole year's calendar and write down all of the significant events and like things that happened, and then like go through all the different categories of your life. So like personal, family, friends, community, hobbies, work, and pick out some of the most like standout or significant things that happened or your favorite things. It was really good to kind of figure out, oh, actually, in what moments last year was I happiest? Was I the most fulfilled? And then there's also a little bit in the year compass for like your future planning. And one of the things that it has is like, what is going to be your word of the year? And there's this YouTuber called Michelle B, who I watch a lot of, and she also had a video all about words, and I'd never heard this before about like picking a word for your year, but we're just going to go with it. My word this year is intention. We'll see how that goes. I think it was a good exercise for me when I'm feeling super frazzled and like everything is going on up here and you just have to get it down. Like that is a very calming process, and it helps to kind of organize your thoughts. And then my final piece of advice is actionable things, small actionable things. So what I then did after doing this review and like planning thing was I looked through it all and I was like, what things have cropped up that are like small little things that I can do super easy. One of them is I need to get an alarm clock because I want to test out like not sleeping with the phone in my bedroom. We will see. I feel like it's really easy once you do like one of these reflection and like planning exercises is then you put it away and you never look at it again. And you're like, well, that was fun. So I would recommend like going through it again and go, okay, what are the small actionable things that I can do today? And then just pick one of them and do it. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go on Amazon and try and find an alarm clock. I hope this video has been somewhat useful for you, even though it's just been my sporadic thoughts, just like all over the place. I love me some productivity and organization, and I do watch a lot of YouTubers who talk about these things. So do let me know if that is something that you would be interested in, because it is definitely something that I'm interested in making more videos about. Again, please do my survey, link in the description. It will just really help me reflect and plan. I would love to hear in the comments your thoughts on the whole like fresh start and new year and what you maybe do to kind of reset. Do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will see you soon. Bye.